Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is cast on night here at Wildflower Will. So I hope everybody had a chance to vote for their yarns tonight. Took me a little while to count them all up. There was a lots and lots and lots of votes tonight. So we'll get to these guys. These are the two yarns you were voting on. And I worked on quite a few projects this week. So I've got fair amount of knitting progress to show you. Give you a heads up, there's no finishes this week. I had a few weeks of really good amounts of finishes, so I think my finishes are kind of out of the queue for a couple weeks. Well, maybe next week. There could be one next week. We'll see. So, hi everybody. I see some knitters coming in the chat here. So hopefully you guys got your knitting, got a drink, you're in a like cozy, comfy spot, got your feet up, and we're gonna chat for an hour about knitting. We'll talk about my stuff first. We'll talk about, yeah, what the winning yarn is, what the project's going to be, give you an update on my other projects, and then we'll chat about what you guys have been working on. So, oh, I think she's just out of screen. Did you see Daisy jump up on my lap? Daisy's here. She wants to say hi to everybody. Oh, she's a happy girl. She's purring. Okay, so let's chat about, oh, she is also shedding. Okay, the yarns. I did do some yarn shopping. Oh shoot, I didn't bring it up here with me. Okay, my new yarn that I purchased, I'll have to try to remember to show you next week. So, but anyways, the new yarn I bought on the weekend at Little Red Mitten was not in the voting. It's going to come up in a week or two. I decided to use some stash yarn. These one does not have nylon in it, so it's not maybe the best choice for socks. But these were both given to me from a knitting friend a number of years ago, and I am sure both of these have been up for voting on Mondays beforehand, like quite a while ago, and neither one of them made it into a new start project. So they were sitting on my shelf, and I came in here and look around this morning and thought, okay, what sparks joy? What would make me really, really super happy to cast on and knit today? And these two just jumped off the shelf. So the first one is Lolo Did It, her everyday sock, and the colorway was Blue Jean Baby. Yes. So look at those colors, oranges, blues. There's, yeah, that one's almost like a gray blue. All very, very nice. So this yarn, it's a 75 superwash wool, 25 nylon, 100 grams, 463 yards, fingering weight. Kind of the same old, usual kind of sock yarn, but really super fun. Pretty, pretty colors. The other one is Expression Fiber Arts. And this yarn is really nice, really nice. It is a solar eclipse. It is a cashmere silk sock base, 75% superwash wool, 15 cashmere, and 10% silk. So it is 375 meters, hand wash, same kind of thing. So this one doesn't have yarn. So a couple people did say that because I said the project was going to be a one skein shawl again this week, some people voted for this because of the fact that it had cashmere and silk and was maybe more suited for a shawl over socks. A lot of people voted for this one, said it was maybe a little more spring-like. And yeah, so anyway, there was lots and lots and lots of votes. And it was close. The yarn that was in the lead right out of the gate, right as soon as voting was up this morning, it ended up not winning. Yeah, that was kind of a surprise because most times, if something is in the lead, it just kind of stays ahead and then kind of pulls ahead at the end. Not so that not today, not today. It changed places. Now there was a lot of votes. Interesting again, people who voted. There was a handful of people who voted on YouTube here, and they all voted one way. I can't remember now. Facebook sometimes is different than Instagram for some reason. But anyways, I mean, you can't go wrong really with either one of these, can you? They're both really, really pretty. So what I wanted to do was another one skein shawl. So, oh, what is this Susanna saying? Blue jeans have blue, yellow, um, for the studs, which for the inside down, and brown for the label on the back. That okay, so absolutely. Okay. So blue jeans have blue, yellow for the yeah, the studs are like the button, right? Or sometimes the stitching is orange and brown for the label on back. And there is some brown in there. Okay. Did you just like think that up yourself, Susanna, or did you know that? But I mean, that does make a whole lot of sense, doesn't it? Think of like your favorite pair of Levi's or something, right? Okay. Anyways, all right. So the winning, I see Liz is giving me the drum roll, which is my cue to say, hurry up and tell us who won. Okay. The winning yarn that's getting cast on later tonight, as soon as I find a needle, is insert a little suspense. The winning yarn is Blue Jean Baby. Lolo did it. Yep. So, okay. Yes. Diane saying yellow for stitching. That's right. I didn't think that much about it. I was just thinking, I don't know, blue, I don't know. Anyways, that makes a lot of sense. That's really fun. Really fun. Excellent dyeing job on that one. So it's going to be really fun to knit. I can't wait to see how those all these colors come out. So the project is a one skein shawl because I'm really, really, really liking the one skein shawl that I'm knitting right now and thought, you know what? I think I want to be super organized and start working on Christmas gifts in April, you guys. So I thought, this is what I'm going to do. I looked at those yarns and I kind of thought, yeah, do I want to do socks? Do I want to do a shawl? And I'm really, really liking the shawls right now just because they're so easy. They're just the perfect Netflix binge watching project. Oh, Susanna said she just thought of it all by herself. Well, you are very, very smart thinking that. Um, anyways, this is going to be so. Well, since we're talking about the shawl, let me show you what I spent a lot of time working on this shawl. I'm not, I honestly can't even. I think this was a New Start Monday project. I started this for the Fiber Friends one skein project. So it might have been one that you guys voted on. I can't entirely remember now. I have to go back and look. But it is getting big. So that's the width of it. And here's the length. And this is what I have left over for yarn. So it's getting small. The ball is getting smaller, which is fun. And it's getting to be a really nice size. So this was some Regia. I think if I take a look back here, yes, I do. I have these two balls of Regia sock yarn, designer line, hand-dyed effect. Oh, yeah, this is the calf facet. I can remember how you say his name. Anyways, this was his line of yarn. And I bought both of these blues for I had a project in mind. I can't remember now what it was. If it was going to maybe be brioche, maybe. Anyways, the plan was to do something with these two colors together. And then, of course, like most of my most of my planning, it ended up being put on the shelf and never got cast on. So I looked at this when I picked up this ball. I thought about this one. I thought, ooh, should I keep it and do two colors? And um, anyways, I decided no. I decided I would just do the one skein. I did briefly think about finishing this up and then like color blocking it, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just going to do this as a one color and then maybe do the exact same thing with this one. But anyways, that's what this yarn, this lighter color is. There's no color numbers on them here. Um, oh, are some people, oh, Nick, you're having trouble? Sorry, okay. Hopefully the connection sorts itself out. Hi, Linnell. Hi, everybody. So this is what I'm knitting. This is just another ball that can be cast on at some point. And it's getting really, I'm really liking the size. I went up a needle size. I think I'm doing this on a 4 millimeter and just in garter stitch. And the length is getting really nice. So even if I was to be running out of yarn, it's still a wearable size right now. So I'm glad I've got a little bit more so I can get a little bit more length and width on here. So I'm really liking just the really subtle stripes on this. I think it'll be really nice, kind of neutral to go with a lot of different things next winter or this week. If it, as we're supposed to get maybe a little bit more snow tomorrow. Hopefully it won't stay. I'm sure it'll just come and melt if we actually get some. So anyways, I'm liking this a lot. Just plain garter stitch and yeah, super simple. I can get finished. I can get a ball used up out of my stash and carry on. So what I am doing on here for my increases, so as you can see, this is the slanting side, and this is obviously the increasing side. And for my incoming yarn overs, really simple. And I find the first few rows when you're starting, the yarn overs just make it really clear what side you're increasing on. If you're just doing a knit front and back, I always want to put a marker on the front side. But the yarn overs really help with knowing where your increases are when you're getting started. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing with this yarn. I think I'm just going to do it garter stitch again and knit it up and just see how these fun colors knit up. Now I'm going to be knitting. I'm definitely going to be thinking about the jeans and what all the colors can represent. So, um, oh, Susanna, you're still working on the Rebel Mystery Knit Along. Oh, between days 18 and 19. You are getting there. You are getting closer and closer all the time. All right, so this project is good. This is the one that's the closest to being finished. Maybe it'll be done. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I've got some more Netflix to binge, so that may be the project that I work on while I'm watching. So let's see. I did some more sock knitting. The Fiber Friends have got their sock challenge running for the month of April. So this one here is Songbird Fibers, the catbird colorway. I really, really like this. I like the color, obviously. I liked it when I bought it, and I'm really liking it knit up. So there's the tag, catbird. 80% merino, 20% nylon, 425 yards. And yeah, it is knitting up really nice. Take a peek at this. So I've got the sock leg done. When I pulled this out of the project bag to work on for the month of April, it just had the ribbing done and a couple of rounds of stockinette, not very much at all. But this was, yeah, one afternoon, evening of knitting while I was watching my granddaughter and binge watching some Netflix. My daughter and I started Yellowstone right from season one because she had never seen it. So I was rewatching it with her. So this was the perfect, just round and round on a sock leg was perfect binge watching knitting. But now I have stopped because I'm ready to do the heel. And I was debating whether I would switch up and do a different heel or just do my plain heel flap and gusset, one that I can do out of my head. And I might just do that because I I'm still thinking about what other heel. There's so many I want to try that it has kind of got me into overwhelm, and now I'm not entirely sure which one I want to do. So just to get moving on this sock, I might just do a heel flap and gusset because you really can't go wrong with the heel flap and gusset, I think. I know everybody has their favorites, but I may just do that so I can just keep moving on this sock. So, yeah, I've kind of got my sock knitting mojo back between that one, and that is just a plain vanilla sock. Like I'm just using my super simple cuff down sock recipe for that one. I have another sock on the go. And I showed you guys this one last week, and it was just a little bit of ribbing. A little bit of ribbing and one repeat of the pattern as it was going to be a shorty sock. So this is the yarn. Nova Plus sock. I still haven't come across anybody else who has knit this or has it in their stash. So I don't know. It's nice though. I'm liking knitting with it. It's yeah, it's not splitty. It feels nice. What is it? A 25, 400 meters. Yep, superwash. So just your plain Jane sock yarn, but it's a really pretty color. There's no color name on here. There's just a number that I can't even read what I've stamped on the ball band. So anyways, it's a pretty blue, kind of like a blue jean blue, more tealy though a little bit. And you ready to see the sock? I'm really excited for this one. This is Nikki's. So Nikki that's here in the chat, Nikki knits. This is her pattern. This is Other Side of the River. And here it is. Now it's inside out. So you knit it inside out. So there's a lace panel down the front. You knit the rest of it in stockinette, and then you flip it inside out when it's finished to wear it. Thanks, Nikki. It's really fun. It's like really fun. And the little pattern is super easy. It's memorizable. So I actually should actually refer back to Nikki's pattern to make sure that I'm doing it correctly because I just read the pattern, got the stitch pattern down, and then I'm just kind of doing my own thing. So I did put Nikki's wrote it for an afterthought heel. So I have done that. So this sock could kind of give me that fulfillment of doing something different because I'll do an afterthought heel on this one. So, okay, we'll just do my heel flap and gusset on the other. So I've got my waist yarn in there to make it super easy. And now, I mean, this it's just a little shorty sock. Now I did add in 4 extra rounds just to make my little bit of a leg, just 4 rounds taller. Um, so I'm liking it. And so again, this is an easy one as well. This would be a good Netflix binge watching. I did it in the waiting room today. You guys, I went for physio on my knee today. I finally got the go ahead for physio. So I had to wait for a little bit, and this was the project that I worked on. I just have to count a 4-row repeat and work the super simple lace, and it is really good to do. And said, "What do you mean you're getting back to socks? You never stopped." I know, well, I always seem to cast them on, but sometimes I don't feel like knitting them. Still like working on my sock, but I think it depends a lot on where I am with it. Like the one that is sitting here waiting for the heel, this has sat like this for I don't know, since Friday because I get to a thinking part, right? And I think that's why sometimes I like just, what some people call, kind of boring knitting, which I call relaxing. I like just the round and round of stockinette or garter stitch because you can just, well, I find it really relaxing. So, but I think what I'll have to do with this is just get the heel done and then get back into that rhythmic knitting because sometimes, you don't want to turn a heel. Like doing it at the physiotherapist office today would not have been the good spot to start turning a heel because you just get in the middle of needing to count stitches and know where you are, and then you have to put your knitting down. So I think that's why it kind of gets stuck at a certain spot and it just stays there for a while. Nikki's, oh, when I get stuck, I often do an afterthought heel just to keep the flow going. Yeah, see, and I always go to the heel flap and gusset because that one I can just do out of my head. So I think anyways, but I'm excited. I mean, I've done afterthought heels before, so it'll be fun though, just to do something a little different and see this cute little lace pattern coming here. So fun pattern, Nikki. This is great. Thank you so much for the pattern. What else did I work on? Shawl, two different socks, my blanket. I worked on my blanket this week. I did a fair amount on the blanket. So this is our Knitting Guild project, and it is supposed to be done over the entire year. The idea is to do one block a month. There's 12 blocks. They're roughly 13 inches square and 12 blocks, one per month. By the end of the year, you would have a blanket, right? Right. Well, ideally, yes, if you keep up with it. So there's everybody in our guild is a little, um, you know, some people are a little ahead. One lady has all 12 squares done. And here she's we got together in person and she's yeah has all 12 squares done and I'm like, okay, I just finished February. It is now April. I wasn't feeling too bad while it was still March and I thought, okay, I'm still working on February. I'm not too bad. But then the calendar flipped to April and then all of a sudden it really felt like I was behind. Um so anyways, I worked quite a bit on this to get my February. This gray one is the February. Oh, darn. Let me see. I was going to, uh, I was going to tell you what it's at Yarn's Length, I think is the blog that one of our guild members found this. So this was February's blog. Here was January. January is that butterfly stitch, which is super, super fun. I've knit that before in a rectangular wrap, and it's really fun to do. And then this one here looks it looks like it's cabled, but it's not. It is just a lace pattern and just your increases and decreases. Hi, Daisy. Just give you this really fun vining. Kind of almost could look like hurts, couldn't they? Depending on how you look at it. Anyway, this pattern was really, really fun to do. So now I started March. So, and um, a few of the ladies who have already finished March, the ones who are on time, on schedule, they were talking. We do a Zoom call every week, and they're chatting, and they're like, "Oh, that owl pattern. Oh, I found it really hard. Oh yeah, I messed that up. Oh yeah, my stitch count was off, and oh, I had to pull it out, and yeah, I didn't like it, and oh." And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys. I'm like, I have to start this. Like, I want to hear something positive about this block. And then the one lady, she's like, "Oh well, it's really not that bad. Don't worry, you'll be fine." So I started it and pretty much like right after we got our Zoom call done, I had finished this because this block I was just working on during our Zoom calls. And well, we didn't have quite enough. There was more repeats than there was Zoom calls in the month, so that's kind of why I did get behind. But anyways, I started this one, and this one here is supposed to look like an owl. So again, it's lace. I don't know. Depends how you look at it. Sometimes you can see, ooh, maybe right there. See how there's these really big yarn overs, and they sort of look like eyes. Does it look like an owl? Anyways, it's roughly based on an owl, and the stitch pattern that she got it from, I think, was a Barbara Walker pattern, and she said Barbara Walker had called it tiger eye, and this woman was calling it owl, like the owl pattern, I guess. See, it does kind of look like an owl, doesn't it, when you look at the eyes there? Anyways, it's not that hard of a lace pattern. I don't know why everybody was having such a hard time with it because honestly, I shouldn't say this. I need to cross my fingers. I have not messed up the lace pattern yet, but you know what I did do? Sometimes when you're focusing so hard on, the hard parts, you mess up the super easy parts. See this lovely little panel of garter stitch? Well, when you know it, I a couple nights ago I was working on it and I looked back and I had my couple of my garter stitch ridges and then I had a whole chunk of stockinette. I'm like, "Oh, the easy part." And that's where I messed it up. So I had to knit across my row and then I dropped down, I don't know, like 12, I don't know, 12 rows or something. And then picking up, making every stitch garter stitch for 6 stitches. But my lace is fine. At least I hope it is. If anybody sees something that you think's out of whack, just again, don't tell me because I'm not fixing it. It's just gonna carry on the way it is. I know Liz was right, concentrating too hard on the lace and then you mess up the easy parts, right? And I even have stitch markers here to remind me, make sure you knit. Nope, I just purled right through on multiple rows. It wasn't even like I just did it on one row. I did it on multiple. Anyways, such as knitting, right? Oh, Liz says there's always one overachiever. I know, Kathy's got all 12 of her blocks finished. Anyways, oh, and I have to do a little shout out. I saw Linnell on here. Linnell, this is where your stitch marker is living. It's staying on this project and it's not doing anything. I mean, it is just looking pretty. It is just looking pretty and it makes me smile every time I look at it. And I could actually have it, maybe that's what I need. Maybe it needs to be right up here so it actually um, makes me remember I have to do something. But anyways, I just keep it on here just because it is like knitting jewelry. It just looks super cute on here. So anyways, there's my blanket. So it is getting, it's getting large. And I'm knitting it out of loops and threads. Impeccable. And the colors are, I think it's misty blue and pale gray. I want to say cool gray, but I think it's pale gray. So I'm just alternating between the two, and I opted to just join my blocks. So I'm going to do another four. I'm going to do four and then 3 panels, and then just join the panels together as opposed to sewing all the blocks together. So I don't know how that's going to totally work out. A couple of the ladies have said some of the blocks aren't exactly square. This one here, I only did half a repeat and then I ended it. So I'm just going to try and make sure that all of my squares are the right length and hopefully they won't be too bad. I know the one lady who's got all of her blocks done. Not only does she have all of her blocks done, she actually knit 2 extras. So she did 14. The first 2 she did, she actually dyed her own yarn for them and then ended up not liking I think she used tea in it, and she didn't like the color that she got from them. So instead of over dyeing, she just reknit them in something else. So yeah, 14 blocks, and I'm struggling to get February, March done. But that's all right. I'm trying to get caught up here a little bit. Um, oh, Liz, love those colors together. But then blues and grays are your jam. Well, that's good. I'm glad you like it. I liked it. I really had wanted it to do all in the misty blue, but I didn't Michaels didn't have quite enough yarn. So I thought, the gray will be fine. And I think it'll either go on my bed or in the living room, on the couch, and it'll be one spot or the other, and it'll get used. So let's see. That is, oh no, I have one more. I have one more. I have last week's cast on, you guys. So, Last week's cast on is cast on and 1 round knit. Not much of a start, but a start is a start. And there again, um, the starting, not that it was hard, but I always find on some projects that the ones where it just takes a little extra thinking, it always takes me extra days to get it cast on, just because you have to do a little planning. Maybe not maybe that's what I should say. That's the planning, not the thinking part, but it's the planning. It's measuring and doing your gauge swatch and and planning it. That takes a little bit longer. Like this week's project, this is going to take no planning at all. This will just get wound up tonight. I'll grab a needle and cast on 5 stitches and start increasing and decreasing. One row is your shaping row, one row is your increase row, and just keep repeating them. So this will be super easy, and this can get cast on tonight. Last week's project, you guys were voting for the Holst. Remember this Holst yarn from last week? You guys voted for the green. That's Fauna, I believe. Yeah, Fauna is the colorway, and it's Coast. This is the wool and cotton blend. Oh my goodness, you guys, this stuff is lovely. If you like knitting with fine weight yarn, I highly suggest giving this a try. It is really nice, but it is a very light fingering weight. So it will not be a super, super quick knit, but your end result will be totally worth it. So what I am doing with this, so we talked last week about it being a summer top, so like a summer tank, V-neck with wider straps. So it started. I gauge swatched a couple different needle sizes and I ended up going down a needle size. So I think I have a 3.75 millimeter. I started with a 4 and it just seemed a little bit too loose. So I just went down the next needle size and the drape looked a little bit better, just a little tighter. So I thought I would be happier with that in the long run. So I did my measurements. So I did where I wanted the hem to sit at like just above hip height. Hip height. Yes. I don't know exactly. Um anyways, where I want I was trying to think, what did I call it when I was making my notes? Did I call it upper hip or something? Because I'm thinking, what is that? It's not your waist. It's not where your hip is. It's in between. I'm like, what am I going to call that? So, anyways, I know where it is. So I did some measurements. So I did my upper hip. There must be a better word for that. Is there? Is it something that I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. But anyways, my notes, I know what it means. So I did that measurement because I thought I want to make sure what I'm casting on is going to give me enough ease. This is starting bottom up. So I make sure I have enough ease where I want it to sit, high hip. Okay, what did I call it? Upper hip? High hip. Yeah, okay. Diane, we're thinking the same thing. So I measured there. I know what my best measurement is, upper chest, and I'm just going to work my way up. And this is my start. Okay, it looks like I've got some tail. What do I have? What is going on here? Anyways, I've got some stitch markers on here that I'm going to take off. These were actually just helping me with my cast on because I had to put on 350 stitches, which sounds like a lot. But I just put on a stitch marker every 100 stitches just so I could double check my count. And I'm doing 1 round of my edging. So I'm doing a 3x1 rib again because I really liked that on the my 2-week sweater that I just finished. I liked that 3x1, so I thought I would try it on the summer top and see how I liked it. So I end 352 because with my gauge and my measurements, I needed 350 stitches to make it a multiple of 4. I had to cast on 352 stitches. So that's what I've done. And for heaven's sakes, I am like really, really, really hoping I did not twist this. I don't think I did. I triple checked it before I joined it, and it looked good when I knit my first round. It didn't look like anything was twisted. But, sometimes you can check as many times as you want, and it really doesn't get to be noticeable until you've got a little bit done. 350 stitches with this really fine yarn. I'm really, really, really hoping I did not twist it. But if I did, I will just pull it out and start it again, being a little more careful. But I think I am okay. So I'm just going to kind of just play this as I go. I'm thinking about doing a little bit of detail on both sides. So I've got a couple of ideas which I need to figure out in like the next round if I'm going to start doing it or not. And yeah, and then we'll just see. I'm just going to keep knitting it. So this, I am preparing myself right now that this is not going to be a quick knit. I haven't timed myself to do a round yet, but it is a significant amount of time. I don't know how much. So anyway, it's going to take me a little while, but I thought there again, as long as if I do decide to put a little pattern on the side, as long as I just make it like no more than a 4-row repeat, I think it'll be something again that um, I can knit while I'm out, or I can knit while I'm binge watching something as well. So hopefully next week we'll have a little bit more than just a little cast on that I can show you. But the yarn is nice. It's really, really lovely to knit with. And we're just gonna we're just gonna go for it and see how it ends up. I'm really excited though. I was working on this when I was casting it on, and I thought, oh, I was super excited to see this to make shape and try it. I'm going to try it on as I go, even though it is bottom up. I'm going to take the time to try it on. It is a slightly larger than a round on a sock. Yes, it is quite a bit. And I do have to say, doing the little rounds on this blue sock goes so quick that before I know it, I'm back at my beginning of the round marker and having to change my row count to 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Before you know it, you've got those 4 rounds done, and it is so exciting because you're like want to do a little happy dance because you're like, yes, I've got 4 rounds done, one pattern repeats done, and you're just like, oh, that was like took no time at all. This one, on the other hand, it's going to take a little bit more time, but I just have to keep reminding myself it's the whole sweater. It's not like it's just the front or it's not just the back, it's the whole thing. So when you're done, you're done. And once I get up, to dividing for the armholes, it's going to be so much, once you do a V-neck, it's just going to be like super skinny up top. So it's just the round and round on the bottom. That's going to take a little bit of time. But I really like the yarn. So I'm fine with it just being a little bit slower knit. Just embrace the slowness, enjoy the process, and you just work a few rounds every night and they all add up, right? Mind you, if I only do a few rounds every night, it will take a long time. But maybe it's more like do a couple rounds at breakfast, do a couple rounds after lunch, a couple rounds in the evening, in the afternoon, then they will start, inches will add up. So that has been my knitting this week, you guys. So for anybody who's just stopping in, the Lolo Did It Blue Jean Baby is this week's yarn. So I'm going to wind this up as soon as we're done chatting. I'm going to put it on the yarn swift and probably just hand wind it into a ball because I've really been liking that as opposed to putting it into a cake and then find a needle. And finding a needle will not be that hard because I have not all, but a good chunk of my fixed needles all gathered up in one bag. So it should get cast on tonight. So I'm pretty excited for that, but I don't want to lose focus on this really pretty one here because I was going to weigh this. I want to see how much is in here. Like I always find when you get the ball down to where you as soon as you start thinking it's like it's getting smaller, sometimes it can just still knit on forever and ever and ever. And which is okay because this is one of these projects that I don't I don't really want it to end because I just enjoy knitting it so much. And I know that my shawl or scarf, I'm more inclined to call it a one skein scarf, but um, the sizing is going to be good on it. So this really is extra. Um, so it's gonna be great. I've got good projects going forward this week, and I've got a lot more knitting time. I'm going down to visit my daughter again for a couple of days this week, so I'll have lots of well, except while I'm down there, I end up holding the baby. And so I don't always knit. Sometimes I knit while I'm holding her, but sometimes not because, you want to read stories and do all those things. So I yeah, I'm gonna balance my time this week between baby snuggles and knitting. Oh, that's right. Diane says it's the new thing, slow making. I know, isn't that? I think that's just just I know, and well, it is good, right? It is good. The slow making and just yeah, slowing down and not wanting that instant gratification, which is and sometimes depending on what your project is, you need to remind yourself that yeah, it's not going to be a quick thing. So you might as well just enjoy the time, right, that you are spending making it. So let's see. I'm just going to take a peek in the comments. So, what is everybody else working on this week? Anybody else casting on anything brand new this week? Anybody else close to a finish? Yeah, I would really like to maybe finish the shawl this week. We'll have to see. And you know what? I brought my whiteboard up here and I've got the marker. I was really hoping that I could have this updated, but it's not. I was, if I'd had 10 more minutes, maybe I could have wrote a couple things on, but um yeah, I'm way behind. Way behind. But we're gonna call, breaking a body part and having a new grandbaby. Those are all good reasons to get behind on things, right? So, but I'm gonna fill that out right now. So I'm up to date on that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what everybody's working on. Liz, I'm always a slow maker. Well, we're doing this stuff crafting because we enjoy it, right? Not because we have to actually keep our family warm. Um, yeah, my family would be sorely out of luck. Oh, Liz, you started dainty socks. Wonderful. Are you liking them? Have you got past the hem? Like, have you done the hem and the picot and folded it over? That's as far as I got on mine, and I didn't get any further. Giant man socks, Sabrina says. Your hubby will be so happy that you're making him more socks. Nikki, oh, you cast on a new sock design. Okay, no set date for this one. Oh, that's exciting, Nikki. Oh, and Nikki's also working on Sock Madness socks. Which ones? The cabled ones, like the last ones with the Winnie the Pooh themed socks, or was there a different pair? Is the next round? Next round must have started, has it? Cindy's here doing the toe in my sock and then need to close both of them. Oh, so you can have a pair done. That's exciting. Jen, you cast on La Prairie Cardigan by Hohi and waiting for the next round of Sock Madness. Okay, so it hasn't started yet. That's exciting. Hi, Sally. Happy Monday. You're working on your socks. Fantastic. Linnell. Oh, blanket. Plan on having it done by the end of the year. So, Linnell, you and I will both have a blanket done at the same time. I am like, okay, mark my words, this blanket that I'm doing for our guild project, I'm having it done on time. I am. I am. I'm going to get myself caught up here with my blocks. So I've got Marches is almost half done. Almost half done. I had really wanted it to have it finished. Oh, yesterday, I think was my plan. Oh, oh, okay. So best laid plans. That didn't happen. Okay, well, Oh, Daisy. Oh, be nice. Anyways, I don't know. I have to keep plugging away on it. Anyways, I didn't work on it Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Haven't worked on my blanket square the last 3 days, so that would be why it's not done. If you don't knit on it, it doesn't get finished. I'll have to try and crack down on myself on that one and get myself working on that. Maybe it'll have to be the first one I pick up during the day. Try to get another repeat done and get March's square done this week. Maybe that'll be my new goal. Donna, you're working on, oh, pretty in pleat top. Oh, and I'm with the slow maker. And that's okay. I feel like I'm a very slow maker too. Don't Especially, we'll see where I get on this blanket. Jude, you're currently working on a past madness sock. Oh, with brioche. Fun. Um, it's a do again. Oh, because you like the pattern. Oh, so you've actually finished a whole pair of it and you're knitting another pair? That's nice. That's good. Sam, you just finished 2 dishcloths. Sent you a picture. Can you show? Oh, let me see if I have my phone, Sam. Oh, Nikki's working on the ones before the Pooh Bear. Yes, because you're a cheerleader, so you don't have to finish them on time. I know there's kind of something nice about being in the cheerleader, right? You still get the fun of doing the projects, but you don't have the timeline. Alyssa, you're working on a dishcloth, trying to make a set for Mother's Day. That is fantastic. You know what? I was just I don't know if I was on Instagram. I was somewhere, which meant I wasn't knitting, or maybe I was just checking emails, and everything seemed to be Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day, and I'm like, and it just seems so odd. I don't know. I think I've just lost track. I think March 2nd, when I broke my kneecap, just things like time stood still, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm yeah, I'm like, Mother's Day? And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, really?" I looked at the calendar, and I'm like, "Okay, it is not that far away." So, I thought, "Yes, these socks, my Songbird fiber socks, I want these to be a gift for my mom." My mom's birthday and Mother's Day are only a couple of days apart, so it'll be for one of those days. So that means I'm gonna have to get working on those socks too. Um, Anyways, let me see if I can see what Sam sent me and I can show you. Because Sam has always got all of these amazing dishcloths. Sam, I don't see it. Anyways, we'll see. Let's see. Pravina, hi Pravina. You're working on corner to corner blanket. That is another fun project. So are you crocheting it, Pravina? Because like corner to corner seems to be a crochet term, right? Not a knitting term, even though we could knit corner to corner, right? Does anybody know if that's called corner to corner in knitting? I'm curious. Oh, Sam, have to go to the hospital. Okay. I hope that is okay. I hope everything is fine. Jocelyn, you just finished. The laundry I do by hand. Good. So now it's time for tea and knitting. Well, that's good. Um, so maybe those were hand knit socks you were washing. Oh, Sam's got 2 more dishcloths. Can I? There we go. Look at those. Oh, wow, that's cute. And I know that bottom one is like a butterfly, is what that's supposed to represent, is a butterfly. So that's really cute, and that top one looks like is that like a koala bear? Anyways, very cute. Sam, you always do such a good job on your dishcloths. Susanna, yes. Oh, there is corner to corner in knitting. Remember dishcloths. Well, see, yeah, I know, but does anybody ever call those corner to corner dishcloths? It's the same thing, but do we actually call it corner to corner? The only time I ever remember like C to C was when somebody was crocheting something. Anyways, I'm curious. It, I think it is too. I think it is, Anne. It looks like a koala bear, doesn't it? It's very cute. Somebody comes up with some really fun patterns. Oh, oh, there's 43 people. Hmm. Thanks, Nikki. We call it yeah, Alyssa, that's what we've called it grandma's favorite, or I call yeah, like there's different ones, but I don't know as we ever call it corner to corner in knitting. I know, I'm curious. Maybe some people do, but maybe I just haven't heard of it. Oh, we call it grandma's favorite, but your grandma doesn't knit. Oh, yes, Jocelyn. I know Jocelyn. Yes, it is this Thursday. Jocelyn and I will be back here chit-chatting, and it is just our mid-month motivation. So there'll be no goal knitting chatted about, but we'll be here. We'll just grab our knitting and a drink, and we will sit and visit. I will be at my daughter's, so there may be a babysitting possible. Um, we'll see. We'll see. She'll either be sleeping or maybe she'll make an appearance. Okay, well, I think we are pretty much we are, we've got about 10 minutes left, so we don't have to quite wrap up. So, Sally said, "I've heard the dishcloth being referred to as diagonal, but not corner to corner." I know, isn't that interesting? I wonder why we don't call it corner to corner. Or maybe that's just a good differentiation between if you say corner to corner, you know exactly what my meaning is, just like is like a big dishcloth, like Susanna said, but you know it's crochet, not knitting. Hmm. Interesting. I don't know. Anyways, I know I think that would make a good baby blanket. I desperately wanted to make a baby blanket for Scarlett, but Anita told me that she's like, no, don't. She said she got a lot of baby blankets as gifts. And she got three crocheted ones, which are really nice. There's two smaller um, pink ones, and then there's a larger purple granny square style one, which is really nice for when she's a little bit bigger for in the crib or in bed. So that's nice. So maybe at some point I'll be able to make a baby blanket, but maybe not yet. What else was I just gonna say? Baby stuff. Oh, I did get yarn for a new baby sweater. Scarlett wore the little preemie sweater that I knit her, the little wrap cardigan with the I-cord ties. It looked so cute on her, and Anita loved it. So she has asked me to make more, or either do more of the wrap style or to do ones, and she requested little wooden buttons. So I'm liking, okay, I can definitely do that for her. So when I was at Little Red Mitten, Leo and Roxy had their birthday this past weekend. So the same girl that does the dyeing for Leo and Roxy also owns Little Red Mitten, our local yarn shop. So they had kind of a big there was a sale going on, and there was some fun things, and there was a lot of people were popping down there to pick up some yarn. And so I got some Leo and Roxy yarn, but none of the hand dyed. I looked at some, and you guys, I was looking at pink yarn. I know. I was like, I was shocked. I like, I don't know what I'm doing looking at this because this is not my colorway at all, but it was really, really pretty. And I did not buy it. And I've been thinking about it ever since. And I'm like, darn, I probably should have picked it up, but I didn't. But it wasn't a special colorway. It's always in stock. So I can always go back and pick it up. So I may go get it if I keep thinking about it. But I did get 2 balls of yarn for, another baby sweater. I got a really pretty bright purple, and got that for baby yarn, and I got some yarn for a shawl. So more neutrals. I got a gray and a beige that I wanted to put together, and just do a really narrow stripe and do a larger shawl, two skein shawl. So that's what I picked up on the weekend. So it was fun. It was good to get out. It was good to go to a yarn store because I know I haven't been to one. Um, well, since March. I know. It hasn't been that long, but, it seems longer when you know you can't get somewhere, the more you think about how you want to be there, right? So it was really nice to actually get to go to a yarn shop and see Jolene and some other knitting friends that were there shopping. It was really nice to see. Oh, Nikki says, yeah, she says C to C, no, C, corner to corner is usually a crochet term, but is often a specific stitch that is used. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. See, there again. See, that's my lack of crochet knowledge, right? Because I'm thinking I always think of crochet and I refer it back to knitting. So I'm thinking that the crochet stitch is, I don't know, like a single crochet or something kind of. I'm thinking garter stitch. What is equivalent in crochet to garter stitch is kind of what I was thinking. But if it's a separate, so is it like a shell stitch? I don't know. Some of these days, I will have to, play around with some do my crochet and but anyway, so it's not so there's a specific pattern. Okay, so who said they were doing Sally? No, who said they were doing was that Sally? Um, oh, Sally said I could make her a larger blanket, you're right. And I think maybe I will, so maybe, like, for her 1st birthday, I can make her a blanket, something like for her bed. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh. I have like an entire lifetime to plan knits for this girl. I know. She's gonna get to be 3 and then she's like not gonna want to wear anything, is she? So I have to get them on her now. I see, did you guys see the Yarn Harlot's Instagram post? I think it was today, maybe yesterday. It might have been today of her granddaughter wearing a cute little knitted dress for Easter. And I thought, oh, that's the next thing I'll have to make her. So the Yarn Harlot put the link to that pattern. So I may um, do something like that for, I don't know, Thanksgiving, a cute little dress for Thanksgiving and fall colors, Christmas. I know so many, so many, so many options. Oh, okay, Cindy, you did make it. Okay, you did go to Little Red Mitten Saturday, limited yourself to only 4 hanks. I know it's hard, isn't it? I know. There is. I was sitting there standing at the sock wall and there was like other people kept coming back and like picking up and putting colors together, then putting one back and picking another, and it's like so hard to decide. Oh, Diane says get her used to wool. Yes, I know. Yes, you're right. You're right. I should. Yes, you're right. I should. What will I? Ooh, what do I have? This stuff. I like. Mm, this stuff isn't bad. This is the um what is this? Sans Garn Pure Gint. So this is like a worsted weight. It's 100% Norwegian wool. And I don't find it too bad, but there is a little pick to it, but this might be a good one. Yes, to get her used to wearing something like this. You're right. So then I can't hear anything like but it being itchy. Good idea, Diane. Pravina, you're knitting your blank. Oh, you're knitting your blank. Oh, is Pravina doing corner to corner? Okay. Oh, yes, Kay Jones from the Bakery Bear podcast. Yes, you're knitting the blanket. The pattern is from Kay Jones. That would be fun to do. That would be fun to do a corner to corner like that. Liz says you agree your granddaughter deserves well. She does. And you know what? I bought a skein of yarn from her from Knit Stitch, and it was a lichen and lace, and it was a pink, like a variegated pink skein, and I was going to do a little sweater out of it. And I don't know what I did with that skein. I put it in a safe spot and I don't know where it is. So I'm going to try and look for that tomorrow because because I'm thinking if it's I'm going to make a sweater, I'm going to have to do it real quick or else I'm going to have to go buy another skein so I can buy a bigger size sweater. Make her a bigger size sweater because she's growing. She is over 6 pounds now. So still very little, but much bigger than she was. Let's see. Nikki said, I've only knit with wool from Marvel, and she loves her wool sweaters and asks for them and doesn't want to take them off. Well, she is a sweetheart. You're lucky, Nikki. Okay, I can only hope that I can get that lucky with Scarlett that she'll love. And I'm hoping, I've got all these plans, I have all these plans, thinking take her to the yarn shop and she can pick out her yarn and, you know, oh yeah, I know. I know. I've got a lot of time. I have to just not rush things, but my gosh, she's a whole month old already. Time certainly flies. Oh, Nikki, so Marvel's outgrown most everything? Yeah, so you have to work this summer and make her a couple of new sweaters. Wool cotton blend first. Oh, did Alyssa say I won't like wool sweaters? Yeah, I don't know. Everybody has something different, right? Like some people I love the feel of wool and like even just knitting it is you can tell the difference and between a nice wool yarn versus um, a cheaper acrylic. It has a different feel to it. But it's all what you like and what you can wear, what's in your budget. You know, I mean, I have a wide range of yarns. you know, I like to think I'm an equal opportunity yarn buyer, right? I buy from each end of the spectrum. Let's see, Susanna. Oh yes, yes, you're still working on the Rebel Make Along, but you're getting there. You are just like ticking those days off, Susanna. So it has to be looking really nice. It's got to be growing, be pretty big. Okay, so let's see. So you like wool hat and mitts, but cowls are hard to predict for you. Cowls are a little trickier because you are wearing them right up against your neck, right? Where it's, probably the most sensitive, right? Um, But hopefully a sweater will be fine for you. But yes, so somebody suggested doing a blend. Yeah, a wool blend and just kind of working your way up, kind of getting used to a little bit of wool. Oh, Nikki, all your kids prefer wool socks too. Yeah, I think it's and probably they see you working with wool all the time, so they just think it's normal, right? They don't know that they're not supposed to like it. Wool socks are preferred for me. Oh, and your dad. So yeah, so you like a good lot of wool. So I think a sweater would be fine for you. The Nikki, they're spoiled with the good stuff. Yes. Oh, Susanna, so your wrap is getting big. So you've got to fold it in half so you can work on it. So that is a good sign. It's getting bigger. That's great. All right, everybody. Well, let's wrap up tonight. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for voting. I am really excited to cast this on. And I don't know, I might even keep this for myself. Here I am. I am trying hard to think about Christmas. I mean, this could go in the Christmas box too. This could go in the Christmas box, and if nobody picks it, then it'll be mine. That could be a Christmas present to me. I don't know. Who am I kidding, you guys? I'm going to knit all of them, and I'm going to want to keep all of them. Even this one, even though this one's not really my colors, like, I mean, there is some in there that that color is nice. The orange and the yellow. I don't know. I know. I couldn't, or either I will have a well-stocked Christmas box for people to pick from next Christmas, or I will have a well-stocked closet with pretty things to wear next fall. So either way, it'll be a win-win, and the balls will be knit out of my stash, and then I can buy new stuff. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna go wind this, and I think Daisy's telling me it's time to go sit on the couch and watch and find something to watch. So, thanks guys for voting. Thanks for coming and joining me here and chatting tonight. It has been lots of fun. And I will see you guys all Thursday night with Jocelyn. We'll be here half an hour earlier, 7:30 my time, which I think is 6:30 Manitoba time for Jocelyn and for you ladies that are out west. So have a great knitting week, everybody. Hopefully you make good progress and maybe get a little bit closer to a finish. And we will see you all next Monday night. Have a great week and I'll see you then. Bye.